You did not come here to move carefully. You came here to wake up something the world tried to bury. There are mornings where exhaustion sits so heavily on the body that even standing up feels like another battle waiting to happen. Mornings where pressure, responsibilities, and silent frustrations try to convince the mind to stay average for one more day. But deep inside me, there has always been something violent enough to refuse that fate completely. That is why I train the way I do now. Not for attention, not for validation, not to impress people who quit the second life becomes uncomfortable. I train because somewhere underneath years of pressure, sacrifice, and repetition, I discovered a version of myself that only appears when the body reaches fatigue and the mind chooses war instead of retreat. That version feels unstoppable. Breathing gets heavier, the heartbeat becomes louder, the muscles start burning underneath the weight, and instead of slowing down, so the primal starts waking up stronger inside my chest. Because weakness survives through comfort, but power is built through resistance, repeated so many times that pain eventually loses control over your decisions. More pressure, more weight. Wake the animal! Most people spend their entire lives negotiating with discomfort because they fear discovering how powerful they could actually become under pressure. But I learned a long time ago that limits are usually nothing more than emotions trying to protect the weaker version of yourself from transformation. That is why every difficult session became personal. Every painful repetition became necessary. Every moment where exhaustion entered my body became another opportunity to build discipline deeper than motivation itself. Because motivation disappears, energy disappears, feelings disappear, but standards survive. And once discipline becomes part of your identity, pressure no longer feels like punishment, it feels like fuel. Now the gym feels less like a building and more like a battlefield where weakness enters terrified and leaves destroyed underneath repetition. Focus and controlled aggression. No fear left, no hesitation left. Only pressure, only discipline, only evolution. The pressure changed me. Now pain no longer sounds like a warning. It sounds like progress. I spent too many years surviving situations heavy enough to break weak mentalities quietly, to still be intimidated by exhaustion now. Because once life forces you to carry pressure long enough, the body eventually stops asking for comfort and starts adapting directly to resistance instead. That is why every session feels different now. The breathing turns violent, the muscles start failing, the heartbeat crashes harder inside my chest. And instead of slowing down, the mentality sharpens underneath the fatigue, like another level of focus is waking up inside the chaos itself. Because discipline built something inside me that comfort could never create. Every painful repetition strengthened control, every difficult set increased tolerance. Every moment where my body wanted rest, but my standards demanded movement, became another layer of identity forged underneath pressure, where weakness no longer survives long enough to negotiate. Now the gym feels sacred. Not because it is easy, because it reveals exactly who is willing to evolve and who still needs comfort to function. Push harder, move heavier, leave no pain, unfinished. Most people spend their lives trying to escape suffering, because suffering exposes every excuse they spend years hiding behind. But I learned long ago that pain becomes dangerous only when the mind refuses to face it directly. That realization rebuilt me completely. Now exhaustion feels familiar, pressure feels normal, and difficult moments feel necessary, because every brutal workout sharpens the mentality into something calmer, colder, and more disciplined underneath stress. That is why I move differently now. More focused when chaos rises, more aggressive when fatigue enters the body, more alive when pressure becomes unbearable for everyone else inside the room. Because somewhere between the iron, the silence, and the repetition, repeated thousands of times underneath exhaustion. I stopped training for motivation completely. Now I train because transformation became part of survival itself. No weakness left alive. No comfort left inside me. Only pressure moving forward.
At some point, pressure stopped feeling heavy. And started feeling necessary. There are moments inside the workout where the body reaches that dangerous place where breathing becomes unstable. Vision starts narrowing and every muscle inside you begins searching desperately for relief. But that is exactly where I discovered the strongest version of myself waiting underneath the exhaustion. Not before the pain inside it, because pressure reveals everything. It exposes weakness, it destroys hesitation. It forces the mind to either revolve or collapse underneath resistance. That is why I stopped fearing difficult moments a long time ago. Now I enter them willingly. Every brutal session became another opportunity to sharpen discipline deeper than emotion itself. Every painful repetition became another reminder that limits disappear quickly once survival mentality takes control of movement completely. And somewhere between the iron crashing against the floor, the violent heartbeat inside my chest, and the exhaustion trying to slow my body down, I realized something powerful. Most people never discover their true potential because they leave the battlefield too early. More pressure, more focus, enter the pressure state. More pressure. The gym feels different now because I no longer walk into it carrying doubt. I walk into it carrying years of pressure, sacrifice and silent battles, strong enough to harden my mentality into something colder under stress and more dangerous under fatigue. That is why every session feels almost primal. The breathing gets deeper, the heartbeat gets louder, the aggression becomes cleaner, then the mind stops reacting emotionally pain, because pain already became part of the process years ago. Most people still search for motivation before movement. Search for resistance, because resistance sharpens me faster than comfort ever could. Now exhaustion feels familiar, chaos feels controllable, and pressure feels almost addictive, because every difficult set pushes the mentality further away from weakness and closer to something unstoppable. Still breathing under pressure, still moving under fatigue, still becoming dangerous. Some people disappear from this world, but never leave the fight. There are nights where the workout becomes so brutal that every breath starts feeling heavy enough to break concentration completely. Nights where exhaustion crashes through the body, the muscles stop responding correctly, and the mind begins searching for a reason to slow down. But that is exactly when I feel his presence the strongest beside me. Not as memory, as energy. Because I still remember the way he moved through pain like life itself was too short to waste even 1 second holding anything back, and watching that mentality for years change something permanently inside my spirit. Now when fatigue enters my body, I attack harder. When the breathing turns violent, I keep moving faster. When weakness tries entering my thoughts, I remember that some people leave this world too early and still manage to leave more strength behind them than entire generations who stayed comfortable their whole lives. That realization became fuel. Every painful rep carries loyalty, every exhausting set carries memory, and every drop of sweat hitting this floor feels connected to both of us, still fighting side by side through pressure, pain, and unfinished battles. One more set, one more war. He he still trains beside me. Most people never understand how deeply another soul can shape your mentality until life removes that person suddenly and leaves silence where their presence used to stand. But instead of breaking me permanently, that silence taught me something powerful. Real warriors never disappear completely.
They leave discipline behind them, standards behind them, fire behind them. That is why every workout feels sacred now. Because somewhere between the heartbeat, the iron, and the exhaustion, trying to crush movement completely, I still hear his energy, pushing harder than fear and stronger than every excuse, trying to survive inside my head. Not quitting feels impossible, not because I am fearless, because I carry too much loyalty to stop moving forward.
Still breathing, still lifting, still carrying the ghost beside me. The pain did not destroy me. The pressure did not stop me. The fire transformed me. A moment deep inside exhaustion, where the body feels completely emptied, where breathing turns violent, vision starts fading underneath fatigue, and every muscle inside you begins screaming for relief. But that is exactly where I discovered something stronger than motivation, waiting underneath the suffering itself. Because motivation fades, emotion fades, comfort fades, but discipline built under pressure survives everything. That is why every brutal workout changed me permanently. Every painful repetition sharpened focus, every difficult set increased tolerance. Every moment where life tried to crush momentum became another opportunity to evolve into something colder under chaos and more dangerous under resistance. And somewhere between the iron, the pressure, and the years of silent battles nobody ever saw, I stopped thinking like someone trying to survive. Now I think like someone becoming unstoppable, because once the mind accepts pain as part of transformation, fear loses control completely, and pressure starts feeling like fuel, feeding something powerful enough to rise through every difficult season life can create. More pressure, more fire, ascend through the suffering. Most people spend their lives protecting comfort because they fear discovering how far discipline could actually take them. But I learned long ago that greatness is built exactly where weaker mentalities decide to stop moving. That realization rebuilt my entire mentality. Now exhaustion feels sacred, pain feels necessary, and pressure feels almost beautiful, because every difficult workout removes another layer of weakness from the mind, while something stronger keeps rising underneath the surface. That is why I move differently now. Calmer inside chaos, sharper inside fatigue, more alive when the pressure becomes unbearable for everyone else around me. Because this is no longer training, this is evolution happening in real time underneath iron, sacrifice and controlled violence. Now every heartbeat feels heavier, every rep feels legendary, and every battle feels like another step toward becoming something the old version of me would never recognize. Still rising, still evolving, still ascending through fire.